But now you know how long your touches can be. Where do you actually touch the ball to really run effectively at speed? Well, you want to hit it somewhere down the middle to make sure that it goes in as straight of a line as possible, just rolling on top of the grass. Because if you go too low, you will lift the ball and it'll start to bounce, and you will basically have to slow down to get it under control. And on the other hand, if you hit it too high, your foot will start rolling over the ball and you're most likely going to fall on it. And that's not necessarily the fastest way of running either. Now, in terms of where you touch the ball with your foot, I would say there are two main areas, on the outside and on the inside. And on the outside, I would try to touch it just above the 2 to 3 last toes, this area. If you go with the inside, I would try to touch it just above the area where your big toe is, and you can basically feel the tendon going down to the big toe. That's typically the area that I use. Okay, but if you've got tons of space in front of you to sprint into, you're just going full pace, try to use the outside of your foot as much as possible. Well, basically, the more you use the outside of your foot, the better. Because if we look at this sprinting posture, the sprinting motion, and you touch it with the outside of your foot, it kind of just flows into that natural running motion. Whereas if I try to touch it with the inside of my foot, you see I kind of open up my hip, and that kind of breaks the flow, and it's just not a very optimal sprinting posture. Can you run fast like this? I don't think I can. And of course, you will sometimes have to use the inside of your foot. If you have to make sudden cuts and turns or zigzag in between defenders, that will need to happen. But again, the more you can use the outside, the more optimal it is for maintaining that sprinting speed.